Hi
Welcome
guys,
back.
welcome back to Pass the
Pass the
Aisle.
Aisle.
And I'm Kevin,
I'm Meg.
and today we're speaking about
I'll do your drum roll.
how do you speak to your partner, your spouse, your love of your life when their best love language is words of affirmation.
Okay, good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
So that's the topic today, words of affirmation. And you and our friend Tony spoke about words of affirmation because he originally, I think he used it for himself to be better. And it goes like this. How does it go again?
Well, first, let's clarify love language and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
So, for me, okay. So it's the question is directed towards me. So, my love language is verbal, basically. And how that differs from words of affirmation, the way that Tony uses it, is a little bit different. So, in Tony's case, when he goes every day in every way, I'm getting better and better and better at, and then he would say something that he wants to get better at, right? So that's a kind of like a words of affirmation, or
But not mixed with love language.
not
not
necessarily.
Yeah.
Not in the way that I would say, like, okay, my love language is verbal, in terms of like I need words of affirmation in terms of like hey, you did a good job on that. I give you credit for that.
So like
Encouragement, or
just recognizing.
Like, for me, it goes deeper than that. It's not just because I'll tell you before, like, yeah, you could say that. You could be like, good job, good, like, whatever. But if I don't feel you're being genuine.
Yeah, you need to be genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I read is that a lot of couples run into this because a lot of couples don't have the same love language. And especially like males and females, they have different goals. Their attitude in like relationship is always different.
Yeah.
Females genuinely care. They're nurturing. Some are. But, it all depends on how you were raised by your parents, obviously.
Or if you've been burned before.
Yeah.
Or if you've learned not to be a certain way,
and your
or
past,
whatever.
Yeah, your past relationship, how it dictates your current relationship and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one has the same. It's very rare that you're in a relationship with the same person that has the same love language as you.
Oh, it is rare?
It's very rare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Based on the articles I read,
yeah,
it's very rare to find someone that's speaks your language.
Right away.
Yeah, right away.
Like, just gets you. Yeah. That's
no.
unreasonable, I'd say. Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes if they do speak the same love language, there's always something else missing. There's nothing perfect.
Yeah.
So it's cool that we have different love language because for that you're able to kind of fit in. But then it also challenges the other partner to become a better person for themselves versus always being the same person throughout their relationship.
You'd be bored too. Yeah, I know everything about you.
You're not just that you're bored. You won't have a better outlook in life for yourself as a person, right?
Because you won't have ambition.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you're the same. Oh, we're the same.
Oh, we're the same.
Yeah.
What's to live for?
Every person is interesting, and they'll bring their own spark to the table.
Yeah.
So yeah, different love languages for each person.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, for yourself, we'll always talk about, like, my love language is always providing gifts. And your love language is action.
Yeah, acts of service.
And you won't which I never got like used to that terminology, love language. What the hell is that? Back in the day when we first started. But I mean, when we like just dated. No one knows what love language is, or we didn't ask ourselves like,
I did.
you were educated on relationships.
Well, because I care, I cared about the relationship.
No, when we first dated,
Yeah.
you already knew what love language was.
I had an idea. I didn't take the test yet. Because I knew, like, I had already been in a really shitty one. So I was like, okay, so that's bad. Okay, like, on a basic level, basic understanding. So what's good? So it'd be opposite of that. And so it's like, okay, if I want opposite of that, I need to find somebody who actually cares about all this stuff, which was the more, like, emotionally intelligent
Well, I'm just
stuff.
saying, the love language as, like...
Oh, like the term?
The term, yeah. Like, no one in freaking college...
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no one in freaking college like, hey, this is my love language.
You wouldn't
what's
know.
your love language?
You wouldn't know until you're in a serious relationship that you're like maybe racking your brain over like, dude, the communication's not happening. Then you start looking outside of yourself, and then you maybe come across the book, The 5 Love Languages, right? And that's
what are
from.
the 5?
So 5 are words of affirmation, acts of service, gift giving. What are the other 2? I don't identify with the other 2, so I don't like remember the other 2. So, but there's 5 basically.
Okay.
And so you would take this quiz, and then it would tell you based on your answers how you like to receive love and how you like to give love. So they could be different or they could be the same. So
there must be a balance though, and how
there's a ranking though.
Yeah.
So you could be like, yeah, I like receiving gifts, but if you really want to show me that you love me, then I would, on the scale, it's more acts of service and words of affirmation, and maybe the score of those is a little bit like closer than gift giving.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, and then how you give love can be different too. So with me, it's acts of service, right? So I'll do all these things around the house, and before I wouldn't tell you. I would just expect you to like, see it and appreciate it, and be like, oh, cool, like you cleaned the bathroom or you sprayed the ants or something like that, which you're getting better at, like just
noticing,
taking note. Because before, like when it's reverse, you're like, you'll ask me, you're like, do you want me to take out the trash? I'm like, of course I want you to fucking take out the trash. Like to me, it's like, that's brainless. Why you need to keep asking me this question? Just do it. Like if you know that you need to do something to contribute to the overall healthy relationship, don't need to ask permission for that.
Yeah.
Like ask permission of, should we buy a car or should we buy a house? Like talk to me about that. Don't talk to me about, should I take out the trash? Or basic stuff, right?
Yeah, sometimes it just slips my mind and I do say stupid stuff like that. But then I know I'm supposed to do it.
But I want to know where it comes from.
It just comes from like I think almost laziness.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like,
but you're asking.
I don't. Yeah, and then
so it's like not lazy really, but you're waiting for some permit. Like it's
I'm
weird
like,
that you're asking.
If you were about to do it, it's so weird. It's
if
like,
I was about to do it.
Yeah, if you were on if you needed to stuff the trash even more before taking it out, it's sort of like that. It's like, oh, are you about to put more stuff in the trash?
Who cares? Take it out.
Yeah.
You can always put an extra bag.
I always kind of overthink shit, and you already know I overthink stuff a lot.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. I think it spawns from that I overthink everything a little bit too much, and I just need to do it.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah.
That's why I snap at you. It's like, don't ask me that motherfucking question one more time.
Yeah.
Just do it.
But yeah, I think it's just a habit, and I caught myself yesterday too. Joseph and I, we all parked at the same parking structure, and it was like late at night, and Jenna also parked there, so we all walked together. But then Jenna got her car valeted, but then they didn't. They just handed her the keys. So I'm like, okay, I'll just, I'm like, did you want me to wait here with you? So I was like, yeah, I should just wait there with her. But I asked her. I was like, yeah, please.
Yeah, duh. Like,
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah, but
protect
I'm like,
me.
yeah, I'm like, I know, I know that it's the right thing to do, but I don't know why I overthink and just ask the stupid question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When that would happen in the past and it was over like yeah, it's over like knowing what the right thing to do is, but you ask.
Yeah.
And it's like you're like waiting for somebody to say, "No, it's okay, you can go," or like you're off the hook.
Yeah.
And then you'll take that opportunity to be off the hook.
Yeah.
Which to me, I would get turned off because it's not chivalrous.
Yeah.
It's not like what a man should do in my mind. It's not what a man should do. It's not like what my dad would do. He would just, it's not even a question.
Yeah.
Of course I'll wait here with you, or of course I'll walk you to your car, or of course I'll carry that for you. Like this chivalrous sort of attitude.
Yeah.
And I was listening to another podcast about how this is interesting, where I was busy doing this thing and hanging up the tapestry, and you're like, do you want me to do this or that? Or it's like or help you bring down stuff or carry stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, of course. It's like, I'm injured,
But maybe that,
it's hard, I need help.
Was it out already? Like, so sometimes I ask for confirmation before bring anything that you don't need, or sometimes you would need it, and then I already brought it down. Yeah. So sometimes it is for confirmation. It's not all bad. Uh-huh. But yeah,
I know it's not
the
bad,
most obvious one.
But it's weird.
Yeah, the most obvious one.
Anyway, so to continue my story. So it was an all-girls podcast, and they're talking about, like, it's so hard when I try to, when I'm cleaning the house and I'm doing my thing, trying to be like, do my acts of service. I think a lot of women have that. There's acts of service sort of like, because we come from the tradition of taking care of the home. So we just do that, right? And then when it comes time to being overworked or you need help, and their partners ask, "Oh, can I help you?" But then they do it maybe incomplete, or they don't even know how to do laundry. They don't even know how to wash dishes. Like they only wash one side and the rest of the side is all like greasy. And I was like, oh, that reminds me of us. And then like the women in the podcast were like, never mind, I'll just do it. Right. And a similarity that they discovered was that their moms babied them, didn't show them how to clean, didn't show them how to fold or do laundry, didn't show them how to like be chivalrous, because they babied them.
Yeah, that's what I was about to mention as well. It's like, cool. Yeah, like growing up just with my mom, and then most of the time she wasn't even there. Right. It's just to kind of show you like the behavior.
Yeah. Well, and I noticed that too because I know how to do a lot of these like build shit and tools and whatnot, and that's a very like stereotypical male thing to do. But it's because my dad did that, right? And so he showed me. And then the contrast that I saw in you was like, oh, your dad didn't show you.
Of course not.
Like,
no, he wasn't even there.
I remember like the first time it was like car stuff, like how to hold the freaking tire pressure thing correctly. Yeah. Like you would just hold it in like. But you're not getting the full read, right?
Yeah, it's always when it comes
all these
to
little
like
things, and I was like,
auto stuff. It's
damn,
like,
he didn't get that.
Yeah, you just it was like, why do the dirty work when you can just have someone else do it?
Oh,
you have basically when you grew up with money, right? Mm-hmm. And it's very similar.
But your dad knows how to do all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, he's very frugal at the same time. Mm-hmm. And he's sort of very similar to you, where he rather just do it himself because it's his own things. Like he wants to take care of it a certain way. Mm-hmm. Whereas my mom is a little different. She's like, if you have money, why do the labor? Like go just get someone else to do it.
Yeah, but you're incapable of doing anything for yourself.
Yeah, so that basically kind of rubbed off on me as a lifestyle. So whenever we needed help with anything, right, it's always let someone else do it.
That's odd because you'll like when we were first dating, you did do a lot of things yourself. Like you didn't want to hire out, and I was like, let's fucking hire somebody to hang this chandelier or hang this up or paint this.
Yeah,
you know?
but
'Cause
I was more
knew.
motivated to do things for myself because I hated. I mean, just through experience and like people I hired in the past to do shit for me, it wasn't. You know, obviously, your way will always be like more.
Or wasn't even right.
Yeah, will be more like, okay, you'll take time through it, just like how this person. Well, obviously, this house wasn't built with studs in the right direction, but then you would have done it a cleaner way.
Yeah, clean job.
Yeah, a clean job. So that's why when you first met me, I was always trying to do it by myself. Yeah. But then when it came to auto stuff, it was just I didn't want to mess shit up if I didn't know how to do it. So I'd rather not.
Well, I understand that,
Yeah, I
but
don't
simple
wanna-
things,
Yeah.
like even the simple things you missed out on, like they're just little lessons and I realized, okay, your upbringing is way different, and then I began
Yeah.
to see the
But-
real value of what my parents did.
Yeah, and it's very different. I mean, I think Steven has it even worse because he doesn't even know how to freaking fill up a gas tank until I showed him.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, it's weird.
but then he's living with my dad, so it's different.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. It's very tricky
It's tricky.
parenting somebody else's child. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, you don't want to. Everyone has their own different types of parenting, and that's why all the kids you meet in life or just any other human being, they're always different. They're coming from a different world from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like, I'm very compassionate. I understand that, but it's never an excuse. Because I just look at my upbringing. I'm like, yeah, cool. I had all that stuff, but at the same time, I was still emotionally stunted, super naive, didn't know how to do business stuff. Like, so you got that on the other end of the spectrum, right? Like you got how to survive and hustle because nobody was there for you. So you had to stand on your own feet. And like, I was the most naive person ever, like more than Steven. Right when I was 18, and so I made a lot of mistakes. At the same time, I learned a bunch of other stuff, and that's why I think we're such a good pairing because I have that component of my upbringing, you have this component of your upbringing, and together, like we make a really good team, and that's what makes it interesting for sure. So,
well, and that's probably interesting for every couple.
Yeah.
Like you tend to be attracted to someone that's different from you, right? So in other couples, they probably find something that meets their needs in a different way, in a different manner.
Yeah, you fill in the gap.
Yeah,
or fill in the
for their
hole.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
And our lifestyle is different, and it just kind of happens to be the way we want it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy how we
Crazy cool.
just became like just first college mates to being just boyfriend girlfriend to this. Like we didn't expect that we'll both have businesses together. We didn't even expect that I would have a business in photography. So it just kind of just happened.
Yeah.
But I just know, like, even prior to meeting you, I knew business was my journey in life. But then I just went for nursing, did a little bit of some self-doubt, knowing that, oh, this shit's gonna take care of me. That's why I did that.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you just need to follow what you really want in life. Yeah. Because you only have one chance.
Yeah.
So back to love language. Yeah. So you were talking about, we were talking about how there's different types of love language, and you're saying most females coming from like more of a nurturing, like upbringing and everything, right? Guys in general, right? I've been reading saying that they're gift givers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they usually they're usually the breadwinner, and so what can they do? It's a lot easier to just buy something. It's easy. It's easy for you. You don't have to you're just like, oh, cool. Like I just have to think about what you need.
Yeah.
In terms of a a toy or whatever, but there's no like real growth that happens in you.
Yeah.
There's no real growth that happens in me except for the split second of happiness that fleets because whatever the product was, it will fade.
Yeah.
You know, and unless it's like for your business or whatever.
So yeah, the ultimate challenge is how do you, both the husband and wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys meet in the middle in these love languages?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do you challenge yourself to meet in the middle, right?
I think you first need to understand what the hell
Yeah.
the language is.
Yeah.
If you still don't understand it, or if you're like still resistant to it, or you don't believe in it, because language is no matter what words that you use, you have to put words to it, and then it's not tangible in your mind. So the words that we use, which is like words of affirmation, and I say this again and again to you, it's like you can really use whatever you want. But when I laid it out to you a couple shows ago, it's like, I need to hear this or I need to see this, right? Those are the changes that I need to see. And then...
Did you like to see more than the words, right?
Yeah, we have to see the action and the word has to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like the words can be just words.
Yeah.
And if I feel instantly that it's not genuine, then it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Right? And that makes sense. It's like, don't say something if you don't mean it.
Yeah.
And don't say something to just placate somebody.
Yeah.
To just quiet somebody down, oh, shut up now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're getting mad now. Oh, yeah, okay, I appreciate you. Thank you. Now you say thank you. Now I say appreciate. And now it's like your words mean nothing.
Yeah.
And when I can tell that, then right away from my energy.
Yeah.
And so, and again, like I was saying, I don't want to be your coach or your mom or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was up for you to figure out what it meant for you.
Yeah.
I think coming halfway is me allowing you or having the patience to allow you to figure it out.
Yeah.
I think some people would be so maybe impatient, and that's why there's a lot of divorces or whatever, because they don't have the patience or the compassionate
but then again,
understanding.
they make the same damn mistake again in the next relationship because they would have to face it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really just a reflection. Like for me to put forward what I need from you, I have to also give you the opportunity to do what I ask.
Yeah.
Right. So when you fail in that, say you fail not completely, but sometimes or a little bit, right? Then for me to be understanding and to let it roll off my shoulders a lot easier or faster. For example, yesterday, you keep asking me about the CBD oil. Is it doing anything? Is it doing anything? And it's, again, it feels like you buying me a gift and pressure upon me to like be experiencing this magical thing, and I feel like frustrated at the time because it's like, I already told you it's not a magic pill. I already told you that everybody's different. And then when I tell you all of these other things that I said, it's like you're not hearing me, right? And then I'll be like, if you ask me one more fucking time, right? That's why I was screaming into that pillow. I was literally like, at the same time, I was like, just trying to be patient with you. And then in about 2 minutes or so, I calmed down and I was okay again. Because I knew I couldn't stay mad. Yeah. It's easy to stay mad. It's really easy, actually. It's harder to go back. Yeah. Because you have to quiet your ego. Your ego wants to protect itself and be like, no, be mad. Like, he fucked up again, right? And it wants to tally. It wants to keep score. It wants to do all that stuff. And I'm like, meh.
But yeah, a lot.
Let it go.
Yeah, I feel a lot of people just genuinely, I think they have big egos.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean,
ego is always there.
It's always there.
Yeah.
Then you're always trying to squash it and fight it and all that stuff. But
I squashed it in bed today.
You did?
Yeah, I was like, I'm fucking tired. I don't know if I can make it out here and talk.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck it, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I kind of felt that from you today, but I didn't put pressure on you.
Yeah.
And I felt like if you were to tell me, no, I don't want to do it because we have the show with Courtney,
Yeah.
then I would be okay with it.
No, but I was like, no, I do want to do it.
Oh, okay.
And
I was like, cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I have to change myself. I'm like, we, put all this together. You built everything. I'm like, this is what will help us.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want, how many times in a week we get to sit down and talk this long.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I do try to talk long, but then it's hard. Yeah.
Well, you can't compete with the most talkative person ever.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. The commitment to
I'm
our
like,
marriage. This is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I knew like, oh, that was my old self in bed. Like, yeah, let's just kind of roll it off. Yeah. And just lay in bed.
It's
act
like
tired.
working out,
Yeah.
Because you are working out. We are working out.
It
we
is.
are working out real shit right now. And like, we don't discuss anything before.
I was about to work out today.
It's all fresh.
I was. I mean.
But you climbed today.
I did climb, but then I felt it wasn't my best session because I haven't climbed in so long. And I felt.
Yeah, you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I didn't ask. I said, oh, it's probably not the best.
Well, because, like I had all this pent up energy, but my hands can't keep up. So when I got home, I'm like, man, I need to do some leg days.
I see.
So, and then I walked in there. I'm like, man, it's freaking hot in here. And I'm like, let's just go upstairs and just freaking sleep.
Yeah.
But I was like, knowing inside my head that I have to go, I have to go work out. But then I was like, let's just do it tomorrow.
Yeah, you always have tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing with this show too. But I like that you're committed.
Yeah. It's like another gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like,
your love gym.
It's the love gym. You got the fitness gym.
And the love gym.
And then you get the fridge. That's like the food gym that you're trying to fight every day.
We don't have shit in there, so it's pretty easy.
Try to fight that shit every day. I don't know. Like most times, every damn summer, you just get this craving. Because it's hot, you want ice cream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why don't you get something else that's sweet and cold?
But I can't have anything sweet. I'm trying to, fight through.
Sorbet, right? You can have sorbet.
No, you can't have anything that
can't?
is sweet. Yeah. All that sorbet crap is still sugar in it. So, yeah. But, yeah, back to the love language. Kind of migrated off topic here.
Yeah, let's stay on topic.
Yeah, we're like, so... You always kind of remind me about the problems that I have that are missing to fulfill your love language, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I never really voiced like what's missing in my love language. Mm-hmm. And it's always hard. Like I try to analyze that. I try to think, what is my love language?
You ever take the test, the little quiz?
I never taken it.
That's the easiest way.
Okay.
Instead of going, well,
Try
what
and
is
guess.
it? Like, yeah. Let that
I didn't
thing
even
tell
know.
you.
I didn't even know there was a test. So
We can take it after the show.
Yeah.
And see what it's about.
But yeah, but then like
I would like to take it again because I've changed.
Now that I can't take it right now. We can try to dissect it right now.
Why can't you? No, after the show.
Okay.
Take it after the show.
Yeah.
It's like any one of those those little personality tests that
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, and then it goes back like all the topics that we've been speaking about so far since we launched this new set and everything. Mm-hmm. It all kind of makes sense and kind of all like are intertwined together. All these topics are intertwined together.
Yeah.
Your love language is acts of service, but then sometimes you kind of I take yourself for granted because you'll do all this, right? Mm-hmm. And then you just sometimes, like for me, like I would just before not notice it.
I know.
Yeah. So, like it's crazy that all this kind of ties together.
Yeah, of course. Everything is connected.
Yeah, everything is connected. It's a bundle. It's like...
Yeah. I mean, how I react to you sometimes is because I have a lot of, you acted like this before, so now I have this reaction.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I've noticed like I'm still trying to improve every day. But then just speaking to just normal dudes, yeah, I do realize how much I've grown from like what I used to be. I notice myself I used to be like them. Yeah.
Like who?
No, I'm not going to mention names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, yeah, before you used to act like this. Yeah.
I see.
Because there are certain words that trigger from the guys that will talk about their spouse or like what they do in their relationship, and they'll say like, "Oh, she's always mad" or this and that, and I'm like, "Yeah, but you got, I think this is what's mistake."
And then you get to see what you are on the outside.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah.
When you get into, I would say, yeah, if we knew all the, I mean, you already knew all of this prior to marriage, but
not really.
Oh,
No.
okay. But I would definitely.
I didn't know shit.
This would be awesome for those that prior to marriage to know all this.
Yeah, or at least have kind of an understanding.
Yeah, like an introduction. I know like all of this. It's awesome to know this throughout life, to be able to learn from each other every day throughout your life. That's the journey of marriage.
Yeah.
If you knew all this, I don't know. I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we would have just accelerated our growth and even our ability to make more money as well.
Or just anything.
Anything we wanted to do would have accelerated. But, we had our own obstacles to get over. And so now we're just addressing it. I think that's what's most important to me. It's like I can let go of the past more now because arrows are pulled out so things don't hurt when you talk about them, and then you can actually move on because you're not still hurting, right? So I think that's the most important part for me, because okay, cool, I can really truly move on. I can really truly not hold a grudge or be hurt about something. And I think guys do the same thing, but they have a better way of like covering it up. They're better at covering it up because they've been told since they were a child, like, not to show emotion, not to cry, not to talk about their feelings. So it's easier for them, but I think they still feel the same shit. They're like, you fucked me over. That hurt. So now I'm on guard. But it comes out in a different way than I think with women. Like women are more vocal, or it looks like they're holding on to a grudge or this whole like...
Yeah, guys are always trying to pick up a fight.
But it will come out in other ways, like eating a lot or spending a lot or gambling or whatever, right? Because they're hurt too. So
whatever gives them power again, right?
Yeah, whatever can falsely give you control, but it's coming from a really hurt place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So you're saying like when someone goes through a midlife crisis, and like for example, you said your father bought a Mini Cooper. My dad bought a Porsche. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Porsche, huh?
Yeah.
It's blue, or that's the blue one, right?
It was silver originally,
silver.
and then he crashed it, and then he got insurance paid him. And got
oh, wow.
One. But what do you think went wrong there? Is that a feeling of hurt?
Possibly. I can't really say for sure with my dad, but
it's so common that I hear this, that
I think so.
Other people would go out and buy a car.
Yeah. I think it's a show of control or power, or a lack of not having certain things when you're younger. I think it's a show of control, because I remember what my dad told me, or told us as a family. He was like, he said it so funny, because he was like, this is what I remember anyway, could be messing it up. He's like, I'm so-and-so age now, and I feel like I need a toy or something. He said toy or something to play with, or something like that, to that effect. So, and I forget now, but it's like, so I deserve it, basically. And I'm down with that. I'm down with like, hey, you worked hard. You buy what you want. At the same time, if you have a family, or if you have bills, or if you have things that you should pay first, like, you should consider that. I'm all for buying whatever the hell you want because you earned it, right? Like I'm down for that. But if you have people to take care of or consider and you don't consider them, like I don't know if my dad had a conversation with my mom at all. That feels very like disrespectful as a wife, because the wife, you're meant to be equal, you're meant to be considered, and you're supposed to discuss things together and be a team. But if somebody just makes rash decisions on their own and doesn't consider it, it's very hurtful. You know, and I could tell, just like nobody had to say shit, but I could just tell, and I was young, and I could tell like that hurt. I think that hurt my mom.
I see.
Yeah. And it was this sort of ego protecting the self and being like, well, I fucking worked for it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I worked for it.
Yeah. So
your say means nothing right now. That's very hurtful.
Would you say you're...
That's what it seemed like to me on the outside. I can't be 100% sure.
Yeah, I feel females do have... I mean, on the female side, the mom side, or, you know, just that side of the other half, there's something missing as well, right?
Meaning,
like they deserve this as well.
I don't know if it's deserve.
Yeah.
I deserve to be talked to and, you know, discuss it. And if we, you know, but I don't deserve to be left out of my own fucking marriage, right?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
I see.
So, you know, like before it would hurt me a lot. Like when you'd make a lot of the big decisions with your mom. Yeah. I was like, I got to get out of here. I got to get out. We got to get out of here. I think I was feeling like if we didn't move at the time, I pitched it to you a little bit differently. And I kind of threw it in there that, you know, you were too attached to your mom. And I was like, if we don't get out of here, like, I don't see myself staying in this marriage or in this relationship, because it's not me and you. Yeah. It's me, your mom, you. So I was like, and I told you that eventually, right? Yeah. So I was like, something needs to change. We need to have our own place. You need to have separation. I think it'll be good for everybody. Yeah. Because then you'll maybe even miss your mom, and your mom can miss you, and you won't have to talk about all the bullshit that you talk about because you're not in the same area, you know? So I was like, man. Like,
so people must go through a lot. Like, just looking at my cousin, for example. I was just speaking to my cousin earlier, and then they're getting married next year, and they're still going to be living with their very similar to us, still living with
the parents.
I
mean, sometimes you have to, right? Like, I'm grateful for the time we had, because that's just how it was. Like, we were hustling, and like we were saving, and you were doing the responsible thing of saving for us, and you know, little did I know that you did really want your like a home for us. You did really want it, but there were some things that kept pulling you back, like guilt or obligation or whatever. And I saw that, you know, but it's like, well, there needs to be something, because you could feel a certain way, but if your actions don't match, you know, then we're not going to really get anywhere. But, you know, we finally made it out. And it wasn't too long. You know, in actuality, like 2 years into our marriage. Not bad. But I was telling Anne, I was telling all my girlfriends, like, I don't feel like I'm married. Even when we got married, but we went back to the house, like that's where we were going to be. And then we were even talking about remodeling it. Like, oh, you're going to be here forever, fool. Like, fuck it. Like, you forget about all your dreams and shit. And I was like, I don't feel like I'm married to Kevin, because it's like, the mom's always here. It's like, I can't be free sexually. I can't walk around in my house naked if I want to. Like, I don't feel like my own woman in my own house. Like, that was really important to me. Just on my side as being a wife. And what my idea of a wife. I remember you
didn't even care where you lived, as long as we were just out.
As long as it was just us. Like, I don't care how big it is. I don't care. Like,
and
let's
I was
just
like,
go.
I need to make shit happen.
But you're like, it must have all these things. I was like, okay.
It must have all these things. Like, man, I wasn't willing to live in an apartment again.
Yeah.
Because I already lived in it. I know how it's like. And I was like, I'm not into it. You know,
it's fine because your ambition gave us this early. You know, like I think back to my parents. They had an apartment until they're like a little bit when they're married already, and they had me for like a year, and then they got a house, I think, when I was like 2. So,
but nowadays it's different. You just don't go and get a house.
Now we're so lucky. Now people are still renting stuff, you know, whatever. So I'm so grateful. That's why I don't want to leave.
Yeah. But then, just the ambition, the drive. It's never too late to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm learning from you.
But yeah, those love languages, let's dissect even further. I mean, is there any other than act of service and gift giving? What's the other ones?
The other one is the words of affirmation. I don't even know if that's the right term.
Okay.
So, but it's verbal. It's like you saying, like again, like giving genuine compliments, right? Or noticing what I'm doing, or even this was a big issue where we would do something together, but then when you talk about it with your friends, it was like it was just you who did it. And then that really hurt me. That's like it hurt me so much, and for the longest time I didn't know how to tell you. And then finally an example came about with our friend, and I was like, oh, you do that with other people too. So it was a good way to come out of the bubble and not use myself, because I was still hurting about it, but I could use somebody else as an example to try to illustrate what I'm trying to say to you. It was a little bit easier for me to communicate anyway. Yeah, because I just felt really uncomfortable. Like, am I being a bitch about it, or am I like, do I even make sense about it? And I just had a lot of self-doubt. But yeah, just having the words match the actions, you know, I think that speaks volumes more than a gift.
Yeah, and just this behavior just translate in throughout our business. So like I feel like I haven't, like when I shoot, right, there's just so many things you have to do, right, rather than just shooting, but you have to give like those words of affirmation. We'll just call it that, right?
Let's just call
praise.
It that. Praise.
To the coordinator, to the florist, to the DJ, that they're doing a great job.
You do that though.
And then they'll do that. I don't know. Sometimes like I feel bad that when I blog, right, or when we blog, we don't list all the vendors that work that day, or sometimes the information is lost. We just have weddings every week, and things get like piled up, and you just don't know where all that info is. But yeah, like just saying that, we just photographed this, right? But then there were a lot of other people that were involved.
I don't give a shit about that. I'm talking about like us or your own teammates.
Yeah, but I think it translates through everything. To everything. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you're trying to find the pattern of like, oh, I've been lacking here, which means it kind of translates into everything a bit. I see what you're saying.
I feel like there's I think everyone needs credit.
That's true.
Yeah, everyone.
I mean, it would hurt if nobody gave you credit.
Yeah.
You know.
And you're just the photographer that shoots the overview for those that worked in it. Like, beautiful flowers, beautiful this centerpiece, and then you're all like just throwing it out there.
Well, I asked now. I put it in our form so that the clients can help us out with that, but it's not necessarily like our biggest priority to
but I feel like if we want to give appreciation,
I would say start with the core first.
Yeah, start with the core.
That's a ripple. That's on the outside. It's not as important than your core team or your number one teammate right here. Yeah. Like yesterday, for example, I was pretty irritated that when I had reached the location or the venue, and I'd been going around in circles because I couldn't find what you were saying. And then I was like, whatever. And I was just trying to chill out. I was pretty chilled out, I think, from the overdose of CBD and stuff. But like,
you know what? Okay, this is off topic, but
wait, let me
okay,
finish.
sorry.
Okay, so you call me and I'm like, hey.
Did I call you?
Yeah, you called me. And you're like,
I
are you
thought I
here?
texted you.
No, you called me.
Oh,
and you're
okay.
like, are you here? And I was like, yeah, I just got here. And then the first thing you ask is like, did you park? Like your first concern is money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, I just parked here. It was a lot easier for me. And it's like, again, you not like to me, it felt like you not considering I'm coming out there on my own time. Like, we don't have to pay somebody outside to film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just didn't feel appreciated.
Mm.
And your only concern for the next 30 minutes of seeing me was of the parking.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to fucking hear that right now. I just
Yeah.
went through all this bullshit. You already know that I hate LA. You already know that it's it's a chore for me to go out and all this bullshit, whatever. I'm dealing with my issues, but I'm doing it anyway because I know the bigger goal is to create marketing, and I'm here for a goal. And I had my vision of what I wanted to do for our marketing. But I was like, for the first 30 minutes, I don't hear any of that. It's only the money. And I'm like, dude, let it go. It's like you only have to pay if you did have to reimburse the parking. It's like, think of it as how much you're paying for this marketing video that's shot on this type of quality with this person that cares, that knows like what's going on behind the business. $15, $20 for this video or for this footage for us, that's nothing. So I was like, please, like why are you talking to me about that right now? I was so irritated. So I just didn't want to hear it. But like, fortunately, like Jenna was there so she could like snap me out of my irritated, because I'll stay that way. Mm-hmm. And then like, and then you're nice. That's why it doesn't feel, to me, it doesn't feel genuine. It's like, oh, it's mad again.
Well, I didn't know you were mad.
Down.
Actually,
no, you actually physically pet me. because you probably felt my energy. You probably were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, but
mad again.
I didn't know you were mad at me. You know, like I thought you were just mad at traffic or the process.
No, I was
of
irritated with your behavior.
Yeah. Well,
I'm never mad at you. It's just a behavior, right? I want to make that distinction.
Like we can't read minds. I can't read your mind. What's happening there? Mm-hmm. So.
But it's all the time. It's all this like.
Yeah, but I don't. You just, when you do the action, you don't realize you're doing those actions. You don't realize you're doing it.
I realize I'm doing it.
Yeah, but so I mean that's great. That is great that you know how.
I know
to do that.
I'm irritated with your behavior, and I'm going to tell you about it later. I'm not going to tell you on the day that you're working.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that it's. When you're the person doing it, right, or the person that I'm like interacting with you in the moment, mm-hmm. I'm just making sure that you went to the right location. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was my end goal, that you got here in the right spot. You know where you're going, right? I didn't know you're going to find some other spot when I said it way before you even take off. That's
an overthinking already. Yeah, because it's like you're not trusting me to have common sense. Almost, it's like there are other places to park. It's not like the first time, right, that you've been in LA. You know that there are maybe there's another deal over here. Oh, I found this over here. Yeah. You always come with me with that. Oh, I found a better one right here. Yeah. Right? Like you didn't. It's like. You had to make a decision in a split second, and you're like, you already been driving around for 15 minutes extra. Yeah. It's already past the time you're supposed to be there. You're going to make a split decision. Yeah. Whatever's best, right? That's like, you need to have that trust in other people. Yeah. Instead of being like, did you go over here? It's like, no, dude, I'm okay. When you do that, it makes me second guess and doubt, like, oh, what the fuck? Like, oh, fuck. Did I not read it correctly? Like, yeah. It's like an attack. Yeah. And I think you don't realize it because nobody ever says anything because everybody's afraid. Yeah. But now that I'm hearing like when Qual will say something, he's like, you never listen to me, man. Yeah. That's a serious thing. It's true. Yeah. That you do that with me. And then Jenna goes, that's true. Yeah. Right? That's not good. So I was like, okay, so it's not just me. I don't want that to be the case. I don't want people to think of you as you're not listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want them to think badly of you.
Yeah.
I want them to know that you're there for them and all that stuff, because I don't want them to think of you in any bad way.
Yeah.
I think they just have a misunderstanding. They make a joke of it, but because they keep freaking repeating it, I'm like, okay, we need to squash this.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking keep hearing these like shorthand little comments.
Yeah.
It means you're probably resenting, and I
Yeah.
don't want them to resent you. You know, I don't want them to
Absolutely.
have any feelings
Yeah.
like that.
And sometimes I feel like it's just so much to handle being a leader.
It is.
Yeah,
It's an incredible responsibility.
And sometimes I feel like I just want to be
you want to be lazy.
I want to take a step back. I was like, no, I don't. Sometimes I don't want. I just want to lead for us. Sometimes I feel like I can't have the responsibility of leading.
Well, you only want to make money sometimes. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
only want to be successful sometimes.
Yeah.
This is the work it takes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know it. But then, yeah, sometimes that's why I'm like, I'm so zen out. I just, like, I cut myself off.
Yeah, you do.
And that's why they're like, yeah, he's not listening to me, right? Because it's stressing the shit out of me. And I just want to do a good job on the day of for the couple, right? That's why when they're talking to me in the moment, sometimes, I mean, most times or whatever, I don't realize it, but it probably just doesn't go through my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they feel worried that they can't execute, I'll go in there and just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
No
that.
questions asked. Like,
Yeah.
I just have that feeling that they're unsure, they have a lack of confidence, right? Then I step in and I'm like, okay, don't worry, I'll handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know, because then I'm not stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to not stress out as much as I used to before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if I can really manage it correctly, I'll do it. So, but like you said, leading is for the lifestyle that you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want this, but then you're not making the effort to do it.
Yeah.
But there's something in my mind that I struggle with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's sometimes it's a huge responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard being that person.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's very challenging.
You want to be at the top, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's hard being
make
that
the most
person.
money. You make the most money out of all of us, right?
Yeah.
So think of it that way. So, and the way that they uplift our company
Mm-hmm.
and allow us to do what we do,
Yeah.
you should be able to expand your world a little bit.
Yeah.
With you, it's like black and white.
I also noticed that, I spoke to my cousin more about the team building, and yeah, she was just giving me a word of advice. I'm like, it's not about team building. It's not about taking them out and showing that effort or time. They don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time, they're thinking, oh, you're wasting my time. So she was like, just for me, like when Kaiser wants to do a team build, I'm like, this is fucking wasting my time. Team building doesn't keep the team there within to stay loyal within your company. She just like, here's a word of advice. You take care of them and benefits.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, if you really like this person to stay with you for the long game, think of a benefit that will entice them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's your gift giving self again.
Yeah.
Versus.
I didn't say all this. She said it. So it's not like it's coming out from just her experience of working for a corporate company.
No, I mean, that's why I push for a raise for all of the seconds.
Yeah.
And
But not just the raise. Like it's more than just the money that we pay them. It's like longevity. Like, oh, okay, 401k. They need a piece of your company.
Mm.
That's because at the end of the day,
Well, we talked about that.
at the end of the day, like you want to ask them, what's going to make you happy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be honest, what's going to really make you happy? You want a piece of the company, right? You want a percentage.
Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah. But that's something that we must ask them.
Mm-hmm.
This is off topic again, but yeah, sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He segued off.
But about the being a leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
The words of affirmation as well.
Yeah.
I think, all this, not just in marriage, but since we have a business with a team and they're a part of our relationship, it spawns to them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and I know we're supposed to take care of the core, which is you and I.
mm-hmm. Well, I'm here,
Yeah, but I'm just voicing that I'm struggling.
Yeah, I know you are.
Yeah.
Well, when we first talked and I explained I need words of affirmation and all that stuff, but it's so awkward for you or something.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you do give it, to me it feels fake.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said to you, it's do you even know how to give a compliment?
Mm-hmm.
Because often too, when you receive a compliment, you don't receive it well either. And that's because we found out that nobody gave you compliments when you were young. Nobody was there.
Yeah.
So you just have no experience whatsoever. So I would say for you, and not trying to coach you too closely, is you have to do little by little at a time to really understand what that is. That way, when you give a compliment to anybody on the team or anybody on the outside, it doesn't come from a fake place. Mm-hmm. That's what you have to discover for yourself. What does it mean to acknowledge somebody else's good?
Yeah.
And also, maybe it will help if you know how to receive a compliment, because you don't really know how to receive a good compliment. Mm-hmm. I really only hear it from, I'll hear it from clients and stuff. And yeah, you'll say thank you and everything. But it's just the nice thing to say. But if somebody close gives you a compliment,
yeah,
you do have a hard time receiving it.
Yeah.
So that tells me, because I had kind of a similar thing where I couldn't receive a compliment. I didn't really know how to say thank you. Or I would be I would try to point out something bad or something, or say the diet or something. If somebody complimented you on your diet, mm-hmm. The thing that you often say is, yeah, it's so hard, or I still have this to go. You refocused on something negative, and you didn't receive that compliment of, hey, you're looking good, you've lost weight.
Yeah.
It will, what you say is oh, it's so hard. Yeah, it's so hard. You immediately go to something negative.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting. So that tells me that if you can't receive a good compliment, that means you can't give one either. Mm-hmm. So I think it starts with you, and if you can discover how to receive compliments and receive good things, genuine good things about you, and not just take it, actually receive it. And I had to learn how to do this. I physically had to learn how to do this, where it's I was reading in a book, and they're when somebody gives you a compliment, say, you can kind of say in your mind, I receive that. Mm-hmm. I'm taking that in. I'm taking in that good energy that you gave me.
Yeah.
And that's it. Not refocus on something negative or but this or but that. It's just, I take it, I receive it, thank you.
Yeah.
I read that in a book somewhere, and I was whoa. So that changed a little bit for me. When I could receive a compliment, then I could see it in other people and actually give them genuine compliments too. Because same thing with me. I don't remember hearing a lot of compliments.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that pretty, it's always been, a strong topic to speak about.
What do you think your love languages are to receive?
Well, I thought you said we were going to take the test after this, so I'd rather not guess and waste energy.
You can guess.
And guess, but well, like you said, I don't know how to receive, right? So I never really gave it any thought of how to receive.
Well, like with me, how do you
when you give me gifts, I really don't care.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't really give you gifts.
That's why I'm trying to say is that gift is not the love language.
Okay, so we crossed out gifts.
Yeah, like you being a gift giver or trying to be a gift giver does not fulfill.
And acts of service, you don't even see it.
Acts of service, yeah. Like what is it?
Do you like? I know you like words though, because you.
Yeah, I think words of encouragement.
You fish for words more than me. Even though me, I'm like, fucking tell me words. I don't fish for compliments, and I don't fish for words.
Yeah, I think it's like the testimonial and I think I see the pattern is like when I work, like I'm always trying to see like it's like a chef.
A review or something.
Yeah, it's like a chef. I think just being that business owner for so long, right? You want real testimonials. Like, did I really do a good job on your wedding? Did I really capture your memories?
So how come you can't give that to others?
Like, what do you mean?
So if you like testimony, right?
Yeah.
That may be the word actually. How come it's hard for you to give it to others?
Maybe I give it too straightforward.
How so?
Feedback.
Like nice testimony.
Yeah, like.
So you never have anything nice to say?
Well, yeah, I do have stuff like nice things to say, and I'll say it. Yeah. But then I'm very honest.
Your immediate thing is to focus on negative things, and I know why, because your mom does the same shit. Yeah. So I know where that comes from.
So that's why. I mean, if you see that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably.
Do you agree or?
I agree. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Well, yeah. I mean, if you see that pattern, then absolutely.
It's funny. I just every time you mention something, but they just got eaten by a shark, or somebody murdered them, or they got robbed. I'm like, anything good happened?
Yeah. So I mean, that's spot on. But yeah, I'm trying to acknowledge them. Like, well, I mean, I always acknowledge like Qual. Like, I don't focus on like he will actually bring up the things that he knows that he messed up on prior to me even talking to him.
Well, yeah, a good photographer will know when they fucked up.
But then he would say, but I'm like, no, you did like overall a great job, like a huge improvement and everything.
Well, that's what a leader's supposed to do anyway. So
I mean, I've been working on that, so that's no brainer.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's good as long as you're aware.
Yeah.
That's.
But yeah, speaking into what's my love language? Testimonials.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think it comes down to that.
Yeah.
Because act of service, like you said, don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I am recognizing it now.
Well, I need you to see it.
Yeah. And gift giving, it's like not needed.
Yeah. I mean,
So, but every time you write me a letter, like when you wrote me cards and stuff, that was more powerful than everything.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very curious taking that test and actually seeing the results from that.
Yeah. Me too. I haven't taken it in a long time, so I wonder if it'll be the same or a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah, another cool thing. Okay, this is off topic. Yeah, but I think we kind of answered what the entire show was about.
Which is, I'm still unclear.
It's about
well, your question was how, if the love languages are different, how do you then communicate?
Yeah.
So, well, how we've been doing it is, I've laid out what mine are or what I think they are.
It's like how you fulfill your partner's love language when it's different from yours. That was the topic of today, basically. Yeah.
I think you just need to come your 50%, which is first figure out what it is, right? And have so we can both have some understanding of what the 5 actually are, because I don't even know what the other 2 are. So we could be off, right? And so when we have clarity and we can kind of get like a bird's eye view of everything, then we can go, oh, okay, so that's where that is, or that's what this is. And then I bet we can move forward a lot quicker instead of being like, I think it's this, and just kind of guessing when we don't really need to guess. You just have to take the time to do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how do we communicate? Well, we just have to see in the next show after we take the test and when we have clarity and see if that
but it's a
changes
work
anything.
in progress. Like, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Like, if it was the other way around, like where you're the gift giver and I was the act of service, it will be, I don't even know if we'll be having the same conversations, but something will be different.
You know what Tony suggested a long time ago was role reversal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be for you to like really understand, I guess, acts of service. We would have to just role reverse things so you could understand, kind of like be in each other's shoes, I guess.
Yeah.
And that way and go, oh, that's what you mean by this is what you like.
Yeah.
Right. And then same side on your end, be like, oh, that's what you mean when you say you want words of affirmation. Yeah. Then we get a really clear understanding. And then I think from there, it'll be a lot easier because a lot of that's guessing in between one show a week, 1 hour a week could be not as helpful. I think it's a start, but it's all the stuff that happens in between. Are we following through with what we're trying to say and do on this show?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool that you remember that.
Which one?
Role reversing.
Well, he said it a lot.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to do it like really badly.
I see.
I think he wanted to also communicate what he wanted in his marriage or what he maybe wanted from us.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, hey, you're not really seeing exactly what I'm saying, or you're not really hearing exactly what I'm saying. So what if we role reversal it and then you say what I'm saying and now do you get what I'm saying?
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's actually quite hard because
I don't think it's hard. It would be challenging.
You're like, you're playing a different skin.
Yeah, you're going to play a character, basically. You're like, I'm going to be you right now. So I'm going to like wait till the trash is really, 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 really full. And I'm going to wait for you to take it out, right? Something like that, like a reversal, but just talking about it. Yeah.
And then me killing all the bugs when I have to face my own.
Like, me killing all the bugs or something. Whatever,
Yeah. Okay.
And then watching you run away being like, I'm turned off. I'm not going to fuck you.
Not gonna fuck. Cool. I think that kind of covers everything for on the topic. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's a good topic, Ben. Thanks for always bringing the good topics. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I like these topics coming through.
Yeah. I mean, they're just topics that are just giving me advice to bring to the play of what we kind of currently always face in our relationship.
It helps a lot because I'm so concerned with the technicality of the show and then editing it after. So not having to worry about the topic or where it's going or the show, which was always it split my mind always before. And I could never really be present because I feel like, I'm not sticking to my topics or whatever. Or like I'm supposed to mention this and then, that's not recording. Like I would be so out of it.
Well, yeah, we're getting better with this format and just catching ourselves when we're going off topic, and I'm catching myself when I'm going way off topic. But there's just so many things to talk about, and I will share it off the mic.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
But
all right.
Thank you guys for chiming in to the Past the Aisle this Sunday, and you can all
Past the Aisle.
to the Past the Aisle. But you can check us out on Spotify, Anchor, iTunes, and all the social media apps, and it will be live on YouTube as well.
Yeah, on Wednesdays.
On Wednesday.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.